You are listening to Viewpoints from PlaceCloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
In 2018, a team of archaeologists from the Museum of London Archaeology, also known as MOLA, embarked on an exciting excavation at the theatre, the site of Shakespeare's London Playhouse, believed to be the first polygonal purpose-built theatre, the first successful theatre built in London, the first theatre built in London for the sole purpose of theatrical productions, the precursor to the now world-renowned Globe Theatre, and Hackney's first scheduled ancient monument. The 2018 excavation followed a dig which took place in 2008 when the playhouse structure was revealed which surrounded the gravel yard. It had long been known that an open-air playhouse had stood in the area, but the discovery of the original The Theatre was made during excavations when the site was being prepared for the building of a new theatre by the Tower Theatre Company. The later 2018 excavation hoped to uncover evidence on how the area was remodelled by James Burbage to create an Elizabethan theatre complex in 1576. The theatre was built on the site of the former Halliwell Priory, with some materials believed to have been taken from the old buildings, and costing in the region of £700 at the time. As indicated by the archaeological evidence, MOLA believes that Burbage was creating a theatre complex with enough space for audiences to socialise and mill around during the 4-hour-plus performances. Following a dispute over the lease, the theatre company left, and the theatre itself was demolished, with the site lost for centuries. The lead archaeologist on the 2018 excavation, Heather Knight, stated that it's incredible to be back on the site of the theatre. It's an internationally significant and iconic archaeological site and a really special place for archaeologists, historians, thespians and Londoners, but especially for Shoreditch, London's first theatreland. In 1576, John Braine and James Burbage erected the theatre, England's first purpose-built playhouse since the Roman times. As it was located just outside the City of London, this meant that plays could be held there without censorship. An Act of Parliament in 1572 had classed all kinds of performers, including actors, in the same category as vagabonds, unless they were in the possession of a licence or had protection of a powerful patron. The name for the theatre is believed to have come from the Latin theatrum. Performances of plays by renowned playwrights such as Christopher Marlowe and William Shakespeare were performed there, but by 1594 the theatre was used exclusively by the Lord Chamberlain's men, and many of Shakespeare's mid-career plays were believed to have been first performed there. The 2018 archaeological work hoped to prepare the space for a new development, the box office, placing the in situ archaeological remains of the theatre within an exhibition dedicated to exploring Elizabethan commercial theatre culture and the history of the theatre as part of the story of Shakespearean London. The exhibition plan is to feature a viewing window onto the in situ remains of the theatre, which haven't been seen by the public for over 400 years, and to display new discoveries found during the 2018 excavation, artefacts found during the 2008 excavation, and other 16th century objects loaned from institutions across London. Key finds uncovered during the excavations at the theatre include a complete Elizabethan goblet, pieces of money pots used to collect entry fees, and a fragment of pottery depicting a well-dressed, bearded man. Construction of the project was completed in 2020, with the exhibition due to be opened that year and the Curtain Theatre's Visitor Centre in 2021. But the openings have been delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent lockdown restrictions. Interestingly, MOLA discovered the stage of the nearby Elizabethan theatre venue, the Curtain, during excavations which took place between 2012 and 2016. The Curtain Theatre opened in 1577, just 1 year after, and located a few minutes' walk away from London's first playhouse, the theatre. During the excavation, it was found that the Curtain Theatre was rectangular in shape, rather than round, and 14 metres in length, running across the width of the playhouse. Its large proportions and allowances for linear movement was ideal for certain plays, such as those which involved dynamic fight scenes, like Romeo and Juliet, first believed to have been performed at the Curtain Theatre, rather than at the theatre nearby, as the Romeo and Juliet mural currently suggests. The Curtain Theatre was named after the nearby Curtain Close, which itself got its name from its proximity to the curtain walls of Holywell Priory. Henry Leman was the proprietor of the Curtain Theatre, and he made an agreement with James Burbage to use it as a supplementary house to the nearby The Theatre. Following the Lord Chamberlain's men's move from the theatre after it closed in 1596, the Curtain Theatre became the premier venue of Shakespeare's company until they moved to the Globe Theatre. Meanwhile, Archaeology South East made a discovery in early 2019 whilst undertaking archaeological work in Stepney Way, East London, of a rectangular wooden structure closely resembling those detailed in historic documents of the Red Lion, another important piece of the story of Elizabethan theatre. The Red Lion was a playhouse believed to have been built in 1567 by John Braine, prior to both the theatre and the Curtain Theatre, but it only functioned for about a year. In recent years, the outside of the theatre building was transformed by a street art piece referencing Shakespeare's tragic love story of Romeo and Juliet, and was unveiled by street artists Global Street Art. The piece is particularly fitting as the theatre is only a few minutes away from where the first performance of Romeo and Juliet was believed to have been held, at the nearby Curtain Theatre. Juliet is depicted looking out from a window at the top of the two-storey building, as Romeo is shown at the bottom of the panel, staring back up in return. The piece is also covered in evocative roses, books, acrylic ink, and also contains this quote from Act 2, Scene 2 of the play, from Juliet. "My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have for both are infinite." Alongside this, a sculpture was created of William Shakespeare by Raphael McLuth and Hayley Gibb for the public ground provision of the box office, with a purpose-built bench for the sculpture created by Falkers Joinery Limited.